Wow, wow, wow. Good morning, everybody. It's Vapix here from Subjugated Gaming, bringing you some more Horus Heresy Legions. Now, as I've mentioned in some of my previous videos, I'm on the Australian team for the World Cups for this game, and recently we've had our first 2 rounds, and the second round was extended because of a Christmas break and all that sort of stuff, but 2 rounds have happened, and we've played them out, and I wanted to showcase my matches here with you guys. The first one, round 1 was against Happy, and round 2 was against Rubus Moon. Now, for the decks against round 1 against Happy, I used Conrad Kurz and this deck over here, Urach. Now, you have to use the same warlords throughout the entire event. Everybody gets to pick 2 warlords, and they can't share the same faction as anybody else in your team. Each team is 3 members, so 6 different warlords from 6 different factions have to be played among the team, and I've got Conrad Kurz and Urach here. So these are the 2 decks that I used, this one for Urach, the other one for Conrad Kurz in the first round, and you know what warlords your opponent is playing beforehand, so you can list tailor a little bit. Now, the problem is you don't know which order they're going to play them, and the idea behind the matches is it's best of 3, but once you win with one of your warlords, you can't play that one again, so you have to play the other one each round. So those are the 2 decks that I used in the original ones, and let me show you the games, and I'm going to cut actually doing them. So let me show you the games, right? And I lost the first round and the second round, actually, but I figure it's good to showcase them anyways. So here's the first one. Now, it was Conrad Kurz against Ferris, and I wasn't too worried about this matchup. It could go either way. And we'll keep going. So start off with Recon Claw. Pretty good opening. But my other 2 cards are pretty high, so we're hoping to top deck something decent, you know? And he gets the Terek Squad, which is very hard for me to deal with right now, because I've got nothing to deal with it. But we top deck a Melgator. Since we've got nothing else to do, it just puts him a little further behind. It means he can't buff it and get a severe amount of damage in on us. Now, we definitely want to rush him down as much as possible, because of all the relentless stuff they can chuck down, plus Ferris's Reckoning as well is very hard to deal with. So we've got nothing to play this turn, so we just reduce the attack by 2 and swing into it, take the damage. Just got to get it off field as soon as possible before he buffs it. And he chooses to play Carapace here, hoping that it'll be able to get rid of Recon Claw with the 1 damage. And that makes sense. So here we finally get an Asteroid Belt, a little bit late, but better late than never, I guess. Reduce it and just get it off field as soon as possible. And he gets, you know, not lucky, but just the right amount to hit the Recon Claw. Now, it's okay here, since we used it, we can play bloody Voltrax here to be able to deal with the Sister, because we do not want that card staying on the field for any length of time. Being able to keep drawing those cards is insanely valuable for him. Now, this game at the moment could go either way. You know, we're not doing too crash hot. I'd say he's in a better spot at the moment, but we're not too bad either. We've got quite a lot of good cards in our hand, so we'll see how we go, you know? And our hand's pretty beefy at this stage, so we can just keep dropping beef sticks. We get rid of the big one and start to deal with the small one and keep going. Both of them hit me there, which is good for me. Means my things have more health. Interesting card to play, but it makes sense because you can play it and buff it and get the extra damage in, you know? I thought it was an interesting choice here that he decided to trade out 2 troops and some warlord damage to get rid of the Voltrax. But, not Voltrax, Vakaran. But that's alright, you know, it's his choice. So we are playing Apotheosis, just the 1 in the deck. And we decided to just keep going face for him, because then he's going to have to trade his something else into it. And as long as it's on 1 health, it's fine. And we're hoping not to get unlucky there with the shot to hit it, but it happened, you know. There was a high chance of it happening, we're just hoping it wouldn't. He lands the Voltrax, we're getting our names mixed up, aren't we? And decides to get rid of most of it. And it's fine. So far, you know, it could go either way at this point. But I have some big choices here, and I decided to play Apotheosis first, because I prefer the extra attack and the heal 10, so I can get more damage in on him. You know? We could have Madnesses there, but we didn't need to. We're not hiding from anything, so there it was definitely better to get the extra attack. You know, at this stage, it still could go either way. So this is a very annoying card, because it really triggers out his Whispers. Being able to spawn those 3 1/1s And sorry, Reckoning. Ferris's Reckoning goes down for every friendly troop that dies. So here I make an important decision to play. I'm gonna pause it there real quick to play Edict, and that's the move that won me the game in the end. It destroyed his hand for everything that he could have had. He's got 1 troop on field and his Reckoning in hand. The fact that I hit everything but his Reckoning put me so far in the lead, and then I get Recon Claw here. I'm feeling so good. It means I can basically ignore this, and then I can deal with it next turn by giving one of these 2 things flank. So we'll keep going. So I did end up winning this first game here, and that was absolutely the reason why. It was a well-timed Edict. So both of those hit me, which is fine. And he gets a servo arm off his top deck, which just delays the game a little bit. We're not too worried about it. And he buffs his troop to the side there, which is the only thing he can do. But we top deck a talent for murder here, which is nice. I don't know if we use it, do we? I think we do. No, okay, we just hide for a little longer, knowing... Yeah, that's what we do. We hide for a little longer, knowing that he'll just buff his troop. We can talent for murder it and just kill it. So it doesn't matter. We got to get as much damage in on him as quick as possible, because he's just healing every turn. And Raven doesn't win us the game here. But we just buff ourselves up, I guess. Swing at him for 5 with sneak attack. And then swing at him for 3, knowing we've got Raven in hand for next turn. That even with the heals, there's not much he could do here to survive the next turn. We've got the Raven, and he's got to deal with the troop here, right? Otherwise, he's just going to die straight away. And almost no matter what he does, it'll be okay, because he won't be able to protect himself and kill it, because I'll be able to Raven and swing. So that's what basically ends up happening. You know? Right here, he can't even get rid of it, you know? He was digging for options and he didn't get any. He's drawn all his vehicles. So, you know, we didn't even need the Raven here, but it's going to happen. We play it anyway, just to show him we've got it. And swing out, and we win our first game. Happy days. A well-timed Edict got us there, I think. So now we're going to show you the other 2 games for round 1. So the next match up was here, where I now have to play Ulrach for the next 2 games, and he decided to play Ferris. Now, in this first round, I probably should have list-tailored more, but that's okay. Now, we're both medium initiative, and we get to go second here, which is fine. It's going to happen. Would have liked to have gone first, because then I could just get and overpower him, but that happens. So that's okay. We don't have any opening play. He doesn't have any opening play, so it's fine. He then cycles to get a vehicle. You know, we've opened Equitrez here, so it's really good for us to be able to play it, buff, heal. It's going to be great. But here we decide we want to get this off board as soon as possible. And we've got the Lads Rifle, so we may as well, because we don't need the heals at the moment. That's fine for us, the Vorax. Trades out with something that we don't really care about. He hasn't buffed it, so it's fine. And I think we land Equitrez here. Yeah, we do. And then just buff it. And say, we are going to be healing for a long time. Now, this game was a long game. Very long game. And we only just lose from memory. It gets to a stage where I'm digging for a certain card and we just don't get it. So here I decide to poison that, knowing that it's fine. But, you know, he gets his second... What's it called? Vorax, that's right. And decides to leave it on 2 health, which is fine, because now he gets these other 3. Now he's had so many troops die this game, and he's got so many on board, he's going to be able to trigger his Reckoning so easily. And it's really not good for us, but, you know, it is what it is. We get rid of his big troop with a spell, as you do, and draw into advanced supplies, and I think we decide to play that. Oh no, okay. That's right, we decide to play the defensive troop, buff everything up, and not heal, because there's no point in healing the one. We'll just leave it there. Now, he plays a servo arm on full health, and I'm not threatening with anything big, and I'm just like, oof, that sucks. This is going to be a long game from here, you know? And he wants to trigger that survivor here. Which is totally fine. And the damage he took doesn't matter either. Gets it to 1, knowing that it doesn't matter. You know, he can swing at it with his Warlord next turn and have it be fine. So, at this point, I don't really need to bother threatening. I want board control. I want to be able to control everything. Because there's no point in me just doing that much damage because he's going to just heal, right? So I need things on the board to deal with whatever he wants to play so we can gain control over the game in general. So that his heals don't matter, basically. We're paying it full health. And he gets a nice Autotor's Barge here. Not one, but 2 Ogrins. And right, I'm just very upset about that. But it happens. You know? In these World Cup games when RNG happens like that, it's like, no, but, you know, not much you can do. So, and we got to get rid of him as soon as possible. So we get rid of one by face bashing, knowing at full health, so it doesn't really matter. Get rid of the other little dude with our las rifle. Heal up, and we're making decisions here between playing the stun card and edict, but we don't play either because there's no real point. We don't want to play edict because we need the manifest, and there's no point in playing the stun card because we're at health. We're not really worried about any of his troops smacking face. Gets rid of the las rifle, fair enough. And he cycles up a vehicle with the squad there. Banner squad. And he plays the other Rhino, which sucks for us because it's going to be so easy for him to get his whispers off whenever he wants. We start setting up. We get our sentence guy on field, and we decide that we need to deal with this, so we just hit it for 2 and swing face. And heal up with Ectrez. No, we don't heal up. Okay, that was a misplay by me, by not healing up for 3 there. I don't think that 3 health matters in the end. Oh, it might, actually. I wonder if that... We'll see if that little misplay there actually lost us the game in the end. I think it might have. That's interesting. So yeah, now he Reckonings, and he's got 40 health, and he's healing 3 every turn. Like, we're not in a good position here at all. And from here on out, I'm digging for a card. I'm digging for the 9/9 that spawns the 1/3, knowing that if I just keep my field flooded, he's not going to be able to deal with it with any sort of kill spell that he's got, because the 3-drop kill's a random thing, and it's so unlikely that he'll be able to kill it with his, No Survivors? No, not No Survivors, Widow of the Week. That one. Because it's just a random troop. So at this point, that's all I want. You know, I've got 17 cards left in my deck, and I just need to dig for it. Like, just give me that card, and I'll be okay, you know? And we've got Survivor 10, so the likelihood that he's going to beat us down through that without us triggering our Dreadnought here is unlikely. But he's just going to get bigger and bigger every turn, and then he heals again. So he's at full life, 4 attack, he's got some troops on field, we're feeling not so great. But, you know, I haven't lost this game just yet. We're not in a good position, but I don't think we've lost yet. So we want to keep drawing, right? We want to keep just cycling, drawing as many cards as we can. So we use that so we can cycle up a card. He gets his 3/1/1s, but whatever, right? And we get Tyro, which is super nice for us. Potentially should have played him that turn, but I wanted the heals because we need them, and I wanted to play Edict. But this time we don't get as likely only hit 1 card. 1 card's 1 card, but it was still not what we were looking for, you know? So the only threat he's got on field is his Warlord, the Gorgon. We don't care about the 1/1s, he's just going to swing them into us here. You know? We can protect ourselves with some frontliners and stuff like that, so we're not too worried. Any troop that he plays, hopefully we can kill with a combination of this and the veteran here. And then we drew another Ashen Claw. So we drew this a lot, which is not terrible, but it's like, can we have something that'll win us the game? So yeah, we dropped the big guy this turn, thinking that he can't Widow the Week it out, right? We've got other 2 troops on board, unlikely that he's going to be able to get it. So not feeling terrible here. We've got a big beefy troop on field that's hard for him to deal with. You know, he's at 6 attack now, which is a huge amount. You know, this is just going to keep getting worse and worse. But like I said, I'm searching for that 9/9. His attack doesn't matter if we're putting a free 1/3 on the field every single turn. But he's able to deal with it fairly well, unfortunately. He had the cards, and that's a card he top decked in the last turn or 2 after we Edict. So I was really upset about that. That was a play that I was really just not hoping he'd be able to do, but it happens. We were lucky one of those hit the las rifle there, so now we can Ashen Claw. Just keep digging. Just give me Barbarous, I think it's called. And we get the Ashen Claw again. And it's like, no, I'm trying to get rid of you for Barbarous. Now, giving that thing sentence there wasn't probably the best idea in the world, but we did it because we had nothing really else for it. Like, we can deal with whatever he wants to put on field now. You know, with so much damage, there's not much he could land that would threaten us in terms of not being unable to deal with it. The biggest threat he's got in his deck right now is the Gorgon. And that's the idea behind Happy's deck for sure. So he drops another frontliner, sure. And he decides that he wants to start getting rid of our deal 2 damage. So that's fine. He drops some troops. Our random damage goes off. That was lucky for that to hit there, because the 1 damage killing that. Like, I was cool about that, you know? It was pretty nice, and we decided we want to get rid of this for sure, so we give it Sentence 2 and Ashen Claw. Now, Sentence does work in the way that if something hits it, the additional damage counts as the original source, just like with Core Axes, and we draw into another Ashen Claw. This would be great if we weren't digging for particular cards, you know? Keep buffing everything, keep healing, just trying to keep out of that lethal range, you know? Did we get rid of this turn? Oh, we do. He's got nothing on field. He's got 3 cards in hand. We have a field full. We just need Barbarous. We're down to 12 cards. I know he's a one-of legendary, but we just need him right now. He's the only real thing that gets us out of this game, out of losing. Cool, he drops a thing, kills one of our stuff. We're not too worried. Give it Sentence Ashen Claw, you know? Cycle a card. Would have been nice if one of those hit there, but then this hits there, so it's fine, you know? Ashen Claw cycle. Let's go. 11 cards, stays at 11 because that goes back in and we draw. And we get an abandoned supplies. We're like, cool, let's play that. Keep cycling down. And we get something that will deal with whatever he wants to play. So, but he's not really playing anything at this stage. Just got to keep healing out, you know. And he's just healing all day, every day. He's at +9 now, and he plays his second servo arm. And we're crying a lot at this stage. We just need Barbarous, because then we can just win from there, you know. He won't be able to get through it very easily. We can deal with whatever he wants to put on field. And we draw the Ashen Claw again. Like, yay, Ashen Claw, but go away, please. You know. We've got so much Sentence on field as well. We'll be able to just sentence him up every single turn. And we drew the Ashen Claw again. It just keeps happening. Put the guy on field, hopefully to distract him for a turn. Because otherwise it's just going to keep healing, you know. But we'll see if that happens. I'm annoyed that this is one defense behind his attack, so we can't attack and have it survive, but, you know. Gorgon gets to 10 attack at this stage. And he does get distracted by the troop, which is good for us. Gives us that extra turn. Yay, we get our bounce card. Means we can cycle stuff that we don't need to cycle at this stage of the game. Also, I'll point out we haven't drawn any of the 6/5s with stealth that attack and gave me one of his cards. They're such an awesome troop that we haven't been able to get in our hands this game. So a little bit of unlucky stuff happening. We're down to 8 cards and we still haven't seen Barbarous. I've been digging for him since 17, you know? And we just keep drawing the Ashen Claws over and over again. Which, you know, we've used him, so it hasn't been bad, but we just need the thing. And he gets a great hammer off here. 5 damage, killing my heal and my bounce. Bounce whatever, the heal was pretty devastating. There we go, we draw one of these guys, finally. We drop him down. Buff everything. I'm pretty sure we use Ashen Claw this turn. No, we don't, okay. 7 cards left in deck. And we're just digging for Barbarous. He gets his Medusas off. That's fine at this stage. We've had it for a while. 12 attack gets us to 4. And he heals up. Like, all the heal cards, you know? And he's down to as little cards as we are. So, and we get our other legendary that would have been beautiful early game. Just to deal with whatever he wants. And we're like, cool. We get a Sentence guy. Just like the rest of our troops, you know? We decide to get 10 damage in. Pretty good. He dies. We get a card. And it's Equitrez. And that is incredibly lucky. This turn I decide to swing face and activate my Dreadnought so he can't play something with fast, hit us, and then hit us face or whatever, you know? We're up to 18 health with shield. And we drop the Equitrez. The Equitrez isn't that helpful because he's at 13 attack. But it's nice, you know? At this stage it could survive us a turn. He gets a little lucky where one of his damages actually hits face. Then he plays a Wit of the Week, and it hits the Equitrez, which is kind of annoying. I was very upset about that, but, you know, it is what it is. And he decides, I think, this turn to Flood, doesn't he? Gets the heal, which doesn't really matter. He's playing all the heal in this game. And gets us to 5, right? At this stage, we just need Barbarous. He bounces his own thing. And here is the 2 damage that loses us the game. You know? We're down to 3, and we finally get him. Finally, right? Down to the last 6 cards, and we finally get him. We land him. We shoot off his troops. Well, the dangerous ones. And I'm pretty sure we swing here as well. Yep. Now we can win from here, right? All we need to do is keep those spawning, shooting for 2 while giving sentence 4. Like, we're cheering, right? Like, what could he possibly have right now to kill us? And he's playing the Fall of Grandeel. I was so upset. There were so many things that just didn't go well for us. Too long to get Barbarous. That random 2 damage at the end that hit us to put it within 4 damage range. Plus the extra 1 damage that put us down another one. There was just so many things that were unlucky. But that's okay. You know, initiative mirror. We went second. You know, like a bunch of things went wrong for us. But it's okay. It's best of 3. Won the first. He won the second. Let's go to the third, right? Now it's Baratheon versus Lehman Russ, right? And that's... I don't know how that match goes. We've played it before. It's kind of okay each way. And again, in the initiative medium mirror, we go second. And I was like livid. I was like, no, I needed to go first in this one. But we opened pretty decent, so we'll see how we go, right? Obviously, we lose. You see that from the title screen there, but it is what it is. He buffs up turn 1. That's fine. We supplies. Just skip a bunch. And we get Tyro. Great. That's fantastic to be able to drop early. He gets his due back, which is totally fine with us. We can deal with it with the Goldstone or swinging with Ashen Claw. And we get our own due back too. We decide we want the draw, so we Ashen Claw. Knowing next turn we can play things and, you know, heal and buff and stuff. So we just want the cycle. And we get one of our big dudes. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. He drops his... Hunters. Now, we did change this deck a little bit during the second game, I think. We took out, like, our stealth removal. I'm pretty sure. Or did we? I can't remember what I changed, if I changed anything. We decided we need to get rid of that, because we can buff this. It'll survive, so we're feeling good. Drops his troop here, which is a big bad boy for us, but it's alright. Because we can deal with it with this. But we don't choose to. Actually, that's right. We choose to land the big guy and say, deal with this now. And he gets his spear. Now, the spear is definitely what wins him the game in this one, because just being able to constantly stun us is very, very important. And he plays the good move knowing we're going to have to swing this into there anyways, and he gets his extra attack off. So we're down low at this stage, not feeling the best, but we'll see how we go, right? We get Barbarous, which is nice. That'll help us out late game. We got a 9-8 on field, feeling good. Swing it in there. Play the dewback, because if we swung it face, we get stunned, and we don't really want that too much. And we get Emperor's Executioners there, which could be a nice little bit of reach for us. He plays his Emperor's Executioner. Gets us down to triggering our Survivor. Gets rid of our dewback. Plays his flank card. And is able to deal with our Tyro because of it. Good play by him, you know. He needs to get rid of it now before it starts buffing things. And at this stage, I'm feeling okay. Like, we're not bad, we're not good. We're in that middle ground where we haven't lost yet, you know? We just want to play something here that'll just keep surviving and keep getting health. We're not too worried about anything big he could play, because anything big he could play has ward. So, you know, buffs up his attack, gets his flank card out, and that hurts a lot. We've got our Ashen Claw, but now he can swing for 4 and stuns us, feeling bad. But we've got Ashen Claw here to be able to deal with the troop he's placed down, and we drop top deck our Equitrez, which is starting to feel very good for us because we need those heals. We get the 2 damage in, we cycle the card. I'm pretty sure we play Equitrez Las Rifle here. Yeah, we do. Nice. I played these games like a week and a half ago or something, so some of it's not so fresh. And he plays his big boy down. One of the most annoying cards for us to be able to deal with. But that's okay. We have to eat it eventually. And we do have the tools to deal with it. We play our flank card, knowing we have to get rid of it right now before he starts healing. And we get it off board. Now, potentially should have played Manifest Destiny there, but we wanted to get the other trip off board to prevent him from the extra attack. Actually, that was dumb what I did just then. I should have Emperor's Executioners it. I got greedy, I think, there. Plays his frontliner. Yeah, actually, this was annoying. This is what he got off Dewback. That's right. The sentence 2 really hurts later. And we're stunned out. Now, what do we do here? We manifest Destiny knowing that we need it to survive. Yeah. Swing there. I think we swing our Equitrez into it as well. Yeah, we do. Needing to get it off board, knowing he'll be able to get a lot of damage in. And we play the Knight to get rid of his troop so he can't get the extra attacks. That's right. So he plays Wolfclaw here. Goes up to 4 attack and Bloodthirst. And Wolfclaw again. Alright, he doesn't get the extra attacks, but he goes to 5. Which is what wins him the game. Attack me twice. Swing with the 5/4 stealth card. And then gets me again. And I was upsetty spaghetti. But it is what it is. You know, I think I got a little shafted with the initiatives. You know, going second in both of them. But it's going to happen, you know. I wasn't too worried. Figured I'd just move on. You know, my other 2 team members won. So that's Fulgrim 14 and Invictus, right? What's his name? Double checking. Yeah, Invictus 91. Couldn't remember the number. So that was first round, and they both won theirs. So, you know, I let the team down a little, but it's fine. Well, at least it was fine until, you know, we can unpin these now, actually. It was fine until the second round where I versed Rubus Moon. And as you can see, we do not do the best. So I'm going to show you the decks I had for that. So if we... Oops, not that one. So we're using the same Warlords. I decide that I'm going to make 4 decks, right? For round 2 versus Ulrach versus Thirel. And the old Thirel and the Ulrach mirror here. So I made 4 decks for each one. Now, I had to take a guess of which one he was going to open. And I thought he would open Ulrach. So what I wanted to do was also open Ulrach. Now, if he opened Thirel, then the Ulrach match is not the best. I wanted to use this deck to destroy that because it would have for sure, like the tech in it. By the tech, I mean it's just a lot of fast stuff because he's a 30 health Warlord, you know. But I was like between these two. This one here doesn't have any stealth removal. Well, this one has a bunch for the mirror. So I was like, well, I'll open with this one because if he does play Thirel, I still have a chance to beat him. If he doesn't, then I'm golden. If I play this one and it's a Ulrach mirror, I'll definitely just lose. So I decided to play in the first match this deck. So we'll check it out. It's for the Ulrach mirror. And it's literally just a few extra stealth removal options for his stealth cards that we really hate. Mainly the Rotal would be great against him, you know. And then it's just the usual stuff. You want to play the big stuff, you know, to give you more. Then I played a Barge. But the bigger things that I played, I think, was definitely just Forge Complex. Because in the mirror, the game's going to go long, so going to be having those extra troops is essential, basically. So we'll jump into the first game. And we'll go from there. So Rubus Moon here. This one. Alright, so we open, like, okay. Now, we were hoping for the Ulrach mirror. We didn't get it. We get these 2 cards, which is great for us. You know, this is a pretty great opening for us. He shoots us for 1. And he gets lucky by getting this card off his ability here. That's one unlucky thing for us. That's okay. And we get our big guy. I'm getting it every game but the game we really wanted. We've got nothing to do this turn, so we just heal up the damage, you know? And we just greet back. Shoots us for the 1 again. Generates a card. Ends turn. And I think we drop Equitrez here, right? Yeah, we do. That card is just amazing for us if he doesn't have his stealth removal. Of course, he gets a legendary off his Lecto that he generated, which is annoying. Big card. But we're okay with it. We play a Covenant, swing into it, get it off board. Done and done, you know. Goes to him. He plays his heal card. Now, at this stage, we don't care about it. You know. We're not worried about his health. We need control of the game before we start doing anything at this stage. He is way too much in control for us to be able to do anything. We play the card to delay him, heal up a bunch, knowing that in order for this combo to get rid of this, he'll have to buff them or play something else. So we just want to bait him into playing things. He gets his Goldstone, and guess what he got from his drawers? Another one. Yay! And he decides to get rid of the troop here. Good choice. He's in control right now. Don't lose control. He gets Suppressing Fire as well. Deals with it, and he's able to swing us for 4. We're not too worried. We're at a lot of health. We can heal a bunch every turn. We've got our Manifest Destiny for when we need it. You know, we're not in a good spot, but we're not in a bad spot. So here, actually, I think I make a mistake. I use the Ashen Claw on the Goldstone. I probably should have swung here and then used it to get the heal guy off board and the bigger thing. He could have buffed it, but I wasn't too worried because he's very unlucky he could have, you know. I think that decision really puts me behind. I should have just copped the damage and gone from there, you know. But I didn't. Again, generating cards, dealing 1 damage. He drops a big dude, generates another thing. Swings at us for 4, knowing that it can only heal self with his ability. Now, potentially I could have sacrificed my Ekatrez to get rid of it, but I don't think I decided to do that. I drop Nev. Generate a cool card. The guy gives adjacent units +1, so that's kind of nice. And we heal up. We don't really care what he plays because he can't live forever, and we just keep healing up, you know? We still need to get this off board. Definitely was a poor decision to do the way we did. And again, he gets another one. It's so unlucky. And he's Goldstone. And he got 1 off this card. He's generated 3 of them so far this game. So it's been very unfortunate. He then buffs it. And buffs it again. He's getting so many good cards. None of the bounce one. And stuff like that. It's been very unfortunate that he's gotten such good cards. You know, they're all so massive. And he decides to not attack. Because he knows then I can trigger my Dreadnought and become harder to kill. So he wants to be able to hold for a minute. So we get our Manifest Destiny off, knowing that it's the only way out. No matter what combination we killed there, we needed the Manifest Destiny off not to die next turn. And we can still kill the Goldstone with our Nev here with the 2 damage for 1 energy. So that's what we do, and we continue on. Still not in the best position ever, but we're going okay, you know? Plays his Information Network. Very annoying for us because now he's got access to both of them and he gets them off field. And he gets his bounce card to give himself frontline so we can't deal with his troops, which we couldn't anyway, so we're kind of okay with it. And here we absolutely play Barbaros. Could have gone a different way. Played the Knight, given that, an Ashen Claw, which might have been better. But I thought there's nothing. He's got no kill spells, but he's got the Cruiser, which jams it, which is very annoying for us. But, you know, we cop it. Unfortunately, he's got the stun card as well, which really hurts, because now we can just get rid of the frontliner, swing for 11 face, and that hurts. You know, and then he's like, well, you can't actually kill my things now. And he decides to heal up his big thing, keep it alive. And the other thing heals it as well, which actually ends up being good for us. If it had healed this guy, it would have been bad, because now we can buff up, swing there, get it off board, trigger our Dreadnought. And we're like, not terrible, you know? If he's got... There's one card that he could have that would kill us, and that's the legendary McCree's Honor. That does the 7 damage, because he swings at us, or shoots us for 1, swings us for 11, shoots us for 7, you know? That's all he's got to kill us this turn. And, of course, you know, he has it. Like, why wouldn't he? From there on, we could have been kind of nice, holding on to his barge, etc., etc. But he had it. You know. So, it's going to happen. You know what? We had the bad deck for it. He opened really well. He got super lucky with his cards. Very unfortunate. But we moved on to the second match. Now, I decide that he's got to play... Ulrach now, so I want to play Kurz. It's not the best matchup, but I kind of just didn't want to play the Ulrach Mirror straight away. I wanted to see if I could get him with Kurz, because playing the same deck as well. So I was like, well, let's put him off beat a little and play Kurz. And we go first because high initiative, and we open pretty poorly, but it is what it is. We get Shrek, which is nice. So first couple of turns is just me swinging at him healing up 1 of the damage. Standard openings. We get Edict, which will be good later, but right now our hand's very clunky. Oh, I forgot to show you this deck. I'll post it at the beginning and splice it in. And then he plays his troop that we hate, but that's okay because we've got our fast troop to be able to deal with it, you know? I'm not sure if he had it turn 1 to be able to play or if not, so I'm not too sure, but it's okay because we get fast, swing into it, and swing it with Warlord, and it's off field as soon as possible. And he chooses to get it off field, which is perfectly fine, and drops his bounce card. Now we haven't got any anti-stealth. We put a few anti-stealth options in this deck, and we just don't see them, but that's okay. We drop our Shrek knowing that it's just going to get bigger and bigger for us. He heals up, and that's it. So at this stage, I'm very wary of Shrek because of this bounce card. You know, you could play just about anything to be able to get rid of it and bounce it to protect it. But we give him can't attack, destroy his troop, swing face, and we're feeling alright. We got 2 beefy troops on field, he hasn't got much, and he plays the poison card and bounces it back to hand. Sure thing, I get it. He's just going to cop the 6 damage and be able to poison our Dreadnought next turn, our Reaper, right? We decided to play Edict here. We've got no tactics in hand, and we're going to see what they hit. And we only hit 1 card, which was bad for us. But, you know, what else could we have done? Playing a Talon, reduced his attack, but it wouldn't have mattered because this is poison. This is going to be poison next turn. You know, we weren't too worried about that. He's down to lowish life. Poisons up our truth. Beefs everything up. I was expecting him to bounce this back to hand, but he leaves it on field to distract the Reaper, knowing that we need to deal with it. Here, I think I make a poor decision. I think I play Forge Complex here. Probably should have played like Vakaran to keep the pressure up, but I was like, well, at this stage, I think the game was going to go long. But, I don't know, I still think I should have played the Vakaran. Bad mistake, I think. Because now he's just got pressure, and I don't. I gave away board presence in order to have consistency later on, but I don't think it turns out well for me. I've got no stealth removal so far to be able to deal with this. We drop the Vakaran this turn and swing face, but we're not feeling in the best position. This card is incredibly good for him. He swings in, gets the damage in, gets a card, which we're not sure what it is. He takes the damage there, which was interesting, and decides to just get it off field knowing that this thing survives, and drops the big guy. And I was very upset at this stage because I put kill spells in this to be able to deal with it, and we haven't seen them yet. Also, if you've noticed, no Recon Claw yet either. I'm very upset about that. That could have changed the whole game as well. We know that we want to get that down so he can't buff it, so that next turn we can Madness and get the stealth and stuff like that. We heal ourselves up a little, and Nostramo, saying we're not going to take damage this turn. No, thank you. Now he gets that off the Marauder squad. Whatever, he gets rid of our troop. He plays Ekatrez, and I'm crying. Now, I am playing that card in order to get rid of these ones. I've got 2 of it in this deck, actually, in order to get rid of a lot of things, including the 1-3 with Survivor 2 that he plays at the beginning of games. Don't have him at all. I make a mistake here by killing this. I shouldn't have. I should have just left it before playing Madness. Swung here, you know? Because of this card, knew he was going to be playing it, and he can bounce it every single turn now with this. And just 5 energy, I don't have stealth. So he does bounce it back, being a smart player. This will spawn a 1-3, and if I don't kill it, I don't get stealth. But if I do kill it, he's got the room on field to be able to play it and remove my stealth. So at this stage, I realize I'm in such a bad position, it's not going to matter. I don't think I can win from here. He's got the due back to just keep generating my cards. I'm in such a bad position here from a couple of early mistakes. And the fact that I think my deck really let me down. I had so many cards I needed that I just wasn't drawing. I was trying to cycle into them, and it just was not giving them to me. We play Curses Chosen as a distraction. We just want him to not be able to get so much face damage this turn, and for him to have to deal with it. So that's what he does. You know, this is on low on life now. We're feeling not unbelievably terrible. He bounces that to hand. For some reason, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, to play the troop he got off Nev. sure thing, you do that. It's very annoying. We're not worried about attacking him, but it's still a big oofer. 7, well, 7-6, but 7-7. They can deal damage from stealth, you know? And he just slowly chips us down. Swings at us with Dewback. He's got 8 cards in hand. He doesn't really care about the card generation at this stage. And we get Apotheosis. We're playing the one-off. It's kind of nice. And we decide, well, let's actually play it this turn so we can get rid of your Survivor. And that's what we do, knowing we've got 34 health and we can survive a turn. He swings at us. That's fine. And he gets another Rule of Fear, which we really would have liked. He plays it just so he can bounce this back to hand. And so he can play it out again later. You know, recycling it, which is such a good move for him. He plays another bounce card for some reason, but I guess thinking that this one might die soon. Swings at us, gets some more damage in. We're just crying at this stage. We're just trying. We know that if we kill anything to get stealth, he's got a card that can remove our stealth. Finally, we get Spectre of Judgment. The turn after he bounces the card we've put it in our deck for. We bounce his Dewback knowing he's got 10 cards, so it just gets disappeared. We play Talon, and we swing here, and we get stealth. Now here, I'm like, well, we play the Rotel. Alright? When he plays his anti-stealth card, because he's got lethal. 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, right? He's got lethal. Plays that, it hit 50-50, hits me, I lose. This time it hits there, which is lucky for us. Then he plays Punitive Action for 6, and that hurt a lot. And at this stage, I'm like, well, what do I do, right? And we top deck the Predator. I'm like, okay, well, that buys me a turn, because he didn't bounce this with his thing. So that was a big mistake by him. That was probably his biggest mistake of the game here. And we're able to get rid of it. Now, I just assumed he had another one in hand. I was like, well, I'll play it out, but like he's probably got 2, right? He's playing 2 of these to bounce them, so I assume he's playing 2 of them. But sure enough, he doesn't go face, because if he had it, I lose stealth. He's got enough damage. But he didn't have it in hand, at least, so he made a mistake, and we're capitalizing on it as much as possible. He plays his flank card, gets rid of my dude, and at this stage, I need to get stealth this turn, and I just can't see a way. I'm looking for anything. You know, anything to be able to help me out here. Any, like, anti-stealth card, anything that can help me. And I get Punitive Action. And a card I can't play. Well, I can play it, but... So I'm just like, well, I'll Manifest Destiny and Punitive Action knowing that he's got lethal regardless of what I do. You know, there's nothing I can do here. I could have Spectre of Judgmented the card, but then I wouldn't have been able to play no survivors, and he would have had lethal regardless. So I think I didn't lose this game to playing bad or him playing well. I lost this game to my deck not giving me Recon Clause, not giving me Mercy and Forgiveness, not giving me Spectre of Judgment when I needed it, not giving me Anti-Stealth when I needed it, not giving me my 3-drop, kill everything with 2 or less straight away, you know. So it was very, very unfortunate, I think. But we'll take it and roll. You know, we've lost our first 2 games. At this stage of recording this video, one of my other members, Invictus, did win his games, and Fulgrim has yet to play, so it's up to them again. And I feel really bad, because I swear I'm good at this game, guys. I swear. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I'll show you that Conrad Kurz deck now, actually, but just real quick, which was this one. Yeah, here. It was just, you know, here we go. We got 2 Recon Claws we didn't draw. We got the 1 Rotel, we have 1 Rule of Fear, the Mercy and Forgiveness that we also didn't draw, 1 Spectre of Judgment that we drew too late. We have the Joker Company Stealth Removal that we also didn't draw. Very unfortunate. What else could have been useful? Talent for Murder would have been useful for a little while there as well. We didn't get any Asteroid Belt early either. Yeah, so we could have used all those cards, and they were all kind of like in our last little bit, which was very annoying. So, you know, it is what it is, you know. I'll do better in the next rounds, I promise. So thank you guys very much for watching. Subscribe down below to keep up to date. Follow me on Twitter. I'm probably going to get other forms like Facebook and Instagram soon, and I'll set all of that up just so it's more options, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, join the Horus Heresy Legion's Discord. Fantastic. That's where all these tournaments come from. That's how I'm in the World Cup, is they put it up asking for people from each nationality to join and stuff like that. So that's what happened there. Other than that, have a good afternoon. Bye.